7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is James Stevens, and I'm the founder and CEO of Krown Technologies and the Krown Network. And welcome to the KrownMEET for March 16th, 2025. I'm joined today by a who's who of team members and presenters, and I'm extremely happy to have them with us today. This is by far going to be one of the best KrownMEETs that we've ever had. So sit back, put your seatbelts on for this one. There's a lot of information to get through. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to our CIO, Sergio, who wants to make the introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sergio Santiani, the CIO of Krown Technologies. I've had the privilege of connecting the dots across a wide range of projects over the years, working with investor groups, trading communities. But I can honestly say I've never felt the kind of momentum in growth, creativity, and execution that I do right now at Krown Technologies. When I meet people like James, our brilliant scientist, Francis, our strategic partners, Brian and Anna, these are all leaders in their respective fields, just as passionate as I am about what we're building. It's truly amazing to watch. Seriously, I couldn't have asked for a better team. We're improving every single day, and I'm already proud of what we've achieved. I'm thrilled to share this bright future in innovation, security, education, and quantum technologies with all of you. To our partners, Quantum Emotion and QSecDef, we truly appreciate you. Together, we're charging towards success with an unrelenting drive to impress. Some might see us as a new company with fresh ideas, but the truth is, in our own way, we've been laying the groundwork for this for the better part of a decade, or at the very least in my case. Strategic partnerships are everything, especially when you surround yourself with good people who want to band together and create something extraordinary. One quick thing before I hand it off, I just wanted to clarify something important. A lot of people don't fully grasp the relationship between blockchain and encryption. Crypto only exists because of encryption. It's seen as a store of wealth, precisely because of security. At Krown, we are not just launching another blockchain project. We're shaping the future of blockchain technology. We're delivering quantum blockchain upgrades as a service. Crypto and open ledger systems are where transparency meets security, and those are the core values we live by. It's about providing data without compromising access, and we're building the framework to make this happen. I want to thank you all, and I appreciate you for being here. Enjoy the rest of the presentation. I'm excited.
Me too, Serge. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get straight to the introductions. What we're going to do is I'm going to tell you maybe some changes to certain titles or positions and some new members that you guys have not seen or not met yet, which we're really excited to introduce. As a lot of you know, Gareth Slavin is our CISO, and he's head of the security and also our interim CTO as well. And we could be happier to have him on board. A lot of you met him in the last KrownMEET, and we had a little bit of information for you guys with regard to certain migrations, upgrades in security and things like that. But Gareth, I know he has quite a bit more information on this KrownMEET for you all, because I know some of you have been asking about our security architecture and what we're doing. And I know that Gareth is excited to announce that today. Gareth?
Yeah. So I think just from my side, what I've been working on with James and the team is sort of restructuring the environment to make sure that it's, excuse me, security first. So the first thing we've done is we've made it that, you know, all of the environment can be sort of only accessed via certain AIM controls. So you can't just get to it with any details you want or through servers or things like that. So we've completed that part, and we're now at a point where basically we have all the IAM best practices, which means that only very, very certain people have access to certain parts of the system. We've also implemented much more stringent security groups and firewalls across the platform, including locking it down to only certain systems being able to see each other and work with each other. We've also gone ahead and from a scalability and performance point of view, we've implemented ECS on Fargate, which essentially allows us to scale better. It means that we're using containers instead of a monolithic server environment, which is very common in dev when you create dev environments or new environments that people just build it on one big server. What we've done is we've now moved to the serverless world, which is going to really enhance security, because it means that everything is broken up into what they call microservices. So if anything happens, we can deal with things in pieces. But it also allows us to, scale really quickly. To give you an example, to scale a virtual machine can take anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes, depending on how it works. Whereas something inside a Fargate or a service environment, we're talking 10 to 30 seconds, right? So it gives a lot more scalability. And also because it's micro, you can scale different pieces of it and things like that. Then the other sort of area where we've really put in a lot of controls is inside by putting up Cloudflare. Cloudflare is really there to protect the perimeter as well as tell us who's trying to attack us, what we can do to sort of stop them. And it does a lot of that in sort of an automated way. So we've got a lot of threat intelligence that happens because what we call Cloudflare is one of the biggest providers of security in the world. They pick up threats from all over the world and they know what's coming before anybody else does. So it's blocking those and telling us what's going on. It's also doing things like protecting us from DDoS and things like that. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Because I keep seeing someone say I can't hear. Oh, okay. Yes. Can everyone hear me fine? Okay, so, and fundamentally, what Cloudflare is doing is ensuring that at the sort of outer perimeter of our network, everything's being protected and looked after and being kept safe, right? And it's doing it in an incredibly instant way, I guess is the or automatic way that's fairly instant. To give an example, there have been a lot of attacks that Cloudflare is defended within half an hour that most companies take weeks or months to sort of defend against. And then I guess the other thing we're sort of working on is we've got the well-architected framework, which is what we were basing a lot of our work off. And over the next months and weeks, we're going to be implementing different parts of that, making sure that we're iteratively adding to the security posture to the posture of scalability, and making sure that we're constantly sort of building the platform and keeping it secure. And then also living to those principles of the quantum security and the quantum sort of encryption, implementing all of that as we go. And then the other thing too is we've implemented quite a lot more monitoring now, so we can see what's going on it, both from a security point of view as well as from just are things up, are they running correctly, all that sort of stuff. So look, it's a bit of a journey, but I think we're on the right track to sort of putting all the base pieces in and building from there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I think one small thing just to add is also we've built out the development team to include more parties and a lot more people in our security team. So it should mean that we can move faster and also that we can implement even more best practice and things like that with those team members. So, yeah.
Awesome, Gareth. Thank you. And Gareth, I do know we've talked about our goal to really obtain some high-level certifications with regard to security, with regard to how our architecture is. That right?
That's correct. And we're looking, we basically, the well-architected and the ISO 27001 are the two standards we're going to be working against. And fundamentally, we're sort of building the pieces to that. And then hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months, we can start an audit. But we just want to make sure all the basic pieces are in place so that we can go ahead and implement that and get audited and make sure that we meet all those standards as part of what everybody should do in IT and inside of this sort of environment.
Yeah, I agree. And I just want to let the community know, guys, we are in a much better place now than we were 3 months ago with regard to security, with regard to how the framework is for the security and the overall architecture itself. I'm extremely happy with the progress that we've made. There's a lot that goes on behind closed doors in the background that you guys never see. But it's like I reference it to like say the military or things where you don't see what really happens in the background, but you're safe. And so for us, it's really there's no different there. And I know Gareth and our security team works day in and night. I've been late nights and early mornings with them, and we have really upgraded that. And so I'm very happy with that. Thank you, Gareth. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Next, I'm going to move on. You guys have probably seen Jerry Legace in the previous KrownMEETs, but we have moved Jerry we've made him the Director of Business Development now, because originally he was our Chief Exchange Officer, but we realized with Gary's depth of knowledge, his connections, expertise in this field, that it was really made more sense for him to start to take over the business development side due to that expansion of responsibilities. So I'd like to introduce Jerry Legace to us now.
Sorry about that. I just had to quickly change over. It's Sunday afternoon and I'm home with my kids. Just want to make sure they didn't get in front of the camera there. Yeah. So thanks for the introduction, James. Appreciate it. So yeah, a lot of you guys may have seen me last time or just seen me around in the chat. My name's Jerry. Like James has said, my role has also just changed a little bit. So I'll give a little quick background about myself and just where I came from in the space. So probably about 5 years ago, I started a DeFi consulting firm that has been pretty successful over the last 5 years, working with, smaller projects and startup businesses, right? Just getting into the space. So within that time, I collected a lot of people in my network and, learned the ins and outs of the actual DeFi trading space through that. And that's kind of where, James and myself connected and used those networks to basically list a lot of different projects on exchanges and some of the larger exchanges that we've partnered with. So since then, James and myself had more conversations about kind of really how I can help with Krown and help with the growth and not just exchanges, because there is a huge network that I've built over time with not just exchanges, but KOL networks, stuff like that, users. And that's really the big thing when you're building something like Krown, because it's not just like a typical DeFi project, right? It's a whole network, it's a chain. There's a lot that happens on that. So we'll be going into a lot more depth into actually building like users that are going to be coming to Krown Network, right? Working with different high influence accounts and stuff like that, not just working with the centralized exchanges and everything, right? So but I'll do just kind of a quick update as well where we left off like last KrownMEET. So we shared that we were already listed on CMC at the pre-sale level, which gives us a lot more eyes on Krown, right? Our next step right now is we're working with CoinGecko to do the same thing. CoinGecko is a little bit harder to do, and we're using our connections there to make that happen. And I think that's going to happen pretty soon. So we're probably going to see ourselves up on CoinGecko as well. Aside from that, one of the things, even though Krown being, such a large project, is we don't want to miss the retail base that, you would get with typical like launches of smaller tokens and everything like that. So we're trying to hit that space as well. All those different, listing sites where you would normally see new tokens launching and everything like that. So we want to make sure to get that user base. Like, we're not just concerned about large investors because this stuff moves with the smaller retail investors as well. Last time we talked as well, we brought up about our MXC listing. So just a little, I guess just to paint a picture of where MXC is and size and everything like that. So MXC does about $2 billion.
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear you. Okay.
Am I losing you guys here? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jerry.
Okay. So MXC, the spot trading volume has a 24-hour volume of about $2 billion, right? And then their derivatives, which is the futures trading, which obviously we aim to get there after spot trading, is 17 billion in 24-hour volume. So it's a pretty large exchange. It's number 7 right now on spot, and it's like number 12, I believe, on derivatives. Yep. So that's our first exchange that we're even going to touch, right? So as you can imagine, anywhere from there, that's our bottom. We don't want to go lower than that. And we have connections in a much larger exchanges as well, like OKX and Bybit. So that's, that's kind of where we're pointing to, and that's where we want to take things. So I'm just trying to think of anything else with the exchanges. I guess that's really it. So, we have a good roadmap of where we're going to go with that. And I'm going to focus a lot more on not just listing and exchanges, but that business development. You can kind of think of it as a larger coin like XRP, right? So it was built off of a lot of utility. But they created the XRP ledger, and that's what brought in a whole bunch of new volume, right? We want to build that user base. We want developers to come to Krown and build Krown to what it needs to be. So that's a little glimpse of what's on the roadmap for my position and what I'm going to be doing to work with Krown on that.
All right, Jerry, thank you so much. I know that our trajectory is exactly where that needs to be. A lot of times when you look at projects, whether they're, and I hate to even bring this up because I don't even want to be mentioning it, but whether it's a meme coin or it's a coin project, a legitimate one, they'll start out with a lower exchange, a lower quality exchange. A lot of these just really kind of give you a fake volume, things like that. I think Jerry can attest to that. So Jerry really knows about what's the right quality, where do you want to start, and then the fact that we already have the agreement. Jerry, we already do have that contract set to go, or the agreement from MXC for launching on their exchange with our launch, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's already set. And, one of the benefits as well, like I said, that I've been in the space so long, when we're talking with exchanges, we don't work with listing agents. We work with listing managers. We deal with the executive team from the exchanges. So it actually does even bring down, the lagging time between how long it actually takes to list on the exchange and the cost overall too. So it's, it just everything there. There's a huge benefit. We have a lot of connections with different exchanges. So.
Yeah, and also it just adds to the legitimacy. But the thing about it is so many people, I get a lot of DMs every single day and night asking about the coin and then what, this and that about the coin. And I think what people have yet to either grasp or appreciate right now is that the Krown network is so much more than a coin. And I'll go into that more here later on in the KrownMEET, but it's really just one of dozens of utilities and an entire quantum chain. And so there's so much more than the coin, but yes, the coin will be the native coin of the Krown chain. Krown will be, and we'll go over that here shortly. Jerry, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. All right. Okay. So, yep. It's my pleasure to also announce to you guys we have, and you may have seen it on our team page as well, that we brought on Dessa Nguyen for legal counsel for Canadian affairs. She has quite a bit of depth and knowledge in that regulatory framework in Canada, and she's going to be helping us when we open our presence in Canada. So with that, I will let you take it away, Dessa.
Thank you, James, for such a nice introduction. I'm really excited to be a part of Krown's team. And a bit about myself, I am a commercial litigator. I've worked with some of the largest law firms in the world. I've worked with some of the largest national firms in Canada. And I've also worked with the largest regional firms in Alberta, which is where I'm from. But I have, with that experience, worked with a lot of securities commissions and regulators, and my role will be assisting Krown with incorporating its offices in Canada, as well as working intimately with FinTrack and each province's regulators to make sure that we're always in compliance with the securities laws. People often think that crypto isn't governed by any regulation, but that's actually very far from the truth. So we want to make sure that we are always on board with the legal system so that we can have a seamless transition to expanding the Canadian user base. Great.
Yep, Dessa, thank you so much. And Dessa, you're going to be, I know that you and I have spoken about this, but Krown, in order to strengthen its, it's not only its presence, but its partnership with one of our Canadian partners, Quantum Emotion. And Dr. Bolito, the CEO there, is here with us today anyway, and he'll be speaking shortly. But you're really going to help us get in alignment and make sure we're within those regs. And we appreciate all you're going to be doing for us on that. So thank you, Dessa, so much.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So without further ado, it's my great pleasure today to announce a really big announcement here. And it's a friend of mine, and he's decided to come on with graciously as our Chief Strategy Officer, and that is Brian Esposito. And Brian, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, give us a history of you, and I'm sure some of these people here know you as well. So go ahead.
Thanks, Phil. I appreciate that. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pleasure to be with you all today. Honored to join this incredible team and vision aligned immediately with Sergio and James about who we are as people and our ethical and moral contributions to the work and efforts that we do. So that's always first and foremost for all the work and partnerships that I get involved with. Over the last 24 plus years, it's building, acquiring, and starting companies. Proudly in my private holdings, there's over 110 companies now that's accumulated to. There's a reach of over 25 different industries and accumulated over 20 joint ventures around the world. So I built this really, what I believe is great ecosystem of companies, technologies, products, solutions, and services, and great management put in place to push these companies forward. Over the last over 10 years, I quickly identified tokenization as a key element in the future of transactions, community building, and creating a new way or a new financial way for creating wealth for the 99% of the world who never had a chance to participate in great opportunities. And like Dessa was mentioning earlier, I was also very aware of I can't just do this in the gray area and go to market with the things that we want to do. So quickly wrap my head around how do I do this in a regulated environment, in a secure regulated environment, being a US citizen, and have I not violated any SEC, FINRA, or current rules or regulations. So rolled out the first of its kind security tokens with partners like INX, T0, and Securitize, and fully got my head wrapped around, okay, we can build this into the business models of my companies and holdings and just evolve these great blockchain technologies within the rules and guidelines of where we want to be. During that process, I also realized, well, the wealth of the world doesn't truly get their head wrapped around tokenization, digital assets. They don't know how to get a digital wallet, or they're intimidated by it, or they tried it and they clicked on the wrong link and all the digital assets got wiped away. So I thought, well, they know how to buy a stock. So in 2023, I acquired a public company, or took over a public company known as DLMI, created an amazing group of advisors and board members and team members to support my vision there. And we became the first of its kind public vehicle that, like I mentioned in my private holdings, build in the idea of security tokens and tokenization into the parent equity, as well as all the business subsidiaries. So that's what we're doing. Honored to work with Krown. I truly believe in their vision here and what they're doing. And my job and role here is to create value and opportunities and bring my world into this vision and world and really build something special together.
Yeah, and we are, and we will. Brian, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's an honor to have you, and I know that you and I have spoken about the opportunities ahead and where we align, and there's so much synergy on so many different levels. So I think I need to thank Sergio for that connection there, but we're happy to have you, and we'll be making an announcement regarding that very subject with you and I here in just a little bit. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next, I am very, very happy. This is kind of an area that is really underappreciated, I think, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and that's the strategic marketing plan and the execution of it. It's not everyone can have an idea, everyone can have a plan, right? But it's really about how you execute, and it's when you find the people that are best in their field and conducting those plans, building those plans out, and executing those plans, you're going to be hard pressed to find any better than Peter Biggs at Fuso. He is the founder and CEO of Fuso, and our news today about Peter is that he has agreed to join Krown as the Chief Marketing Officer, and we are happy to have him. So with that, Peter, I'll let you have it.
Thanks very much for the intro, James. Very kind. Yep, I'm Peter Biggs, CEO of Fuso, and very, very excited indeed to be joining this month as a CMO at Krown. Very briefly, because you'll be hearing from me a little later in the session today, my background is that I got my physics degree back in 2004, and since then I've worked in data and marketing for a wide range of online brands, including Sony Pictures, Sky, Amazon Video, as well as a wide range of SMEs, Fortune 500 companies, and government agencies. So about 8 years ago, I founded Fuso based in London, England, and now I have a team of 15 data and marketing experts based around the UK and the US. And we deliver data analytics, insight, and marketing activity within those SMEs, the scale-ups, the enterprises. And I'll share a little more detail on my team and how their skills mix fits into Krown's marketing strategy a little bit later on in this meeting. We've got a proper section dedicated to that, so I won't waffle on too hard right now. But just to say, I'm really pleased and really excited to be joining the team and driving Krown forward. So yeah, back to you, James. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate that. All right, and with that, I will hand it over to one of our partners. It's the founder and CEO of Quantum Emotion, and many of you have seen Dr. Bolito on the prior meets. So with that, Dr. Bolito and I are actually going to be speaking to you guys later on in the KrownMEET regarding some product updates, and then I will be also revealing to you guys Excalibur, which is what we have been working on. But with that, I'm going to allow him to give a short bio and intro. So Dr. Bolito, how are you, sir? I think I may, let me see. All right, so I had muted him with his mic, so I'll have him join again, but that's fine. That's no problem. I'll just move down to our next one. But so we had another partner as well, and they were a strategic partner with regard for education, tech education, blockchain or quantum and blockchain education platforms. And that person is Miss Anna Hedegaard, and she is the founder and CEO of PsiQuantum, but she is also the executive director of the Quantum Security and Defense Group, and she will be presenting later on today in the KrownMEET. But with that, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, and Anna, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Greetings from Germany. And yes, so I've been studying physics, so I have 2 degrees in physics, theoretical and nanomaterials, and actually a lot of experience also in patent space and in those technologies in like quantum, actually blockchain and AI. That was my specialization when I worked as a patent engineer. And then I founded Deep Tech, a startup here in Germany. It's Quantum Prime, where we are building our own hardware for entanglement source that should be coupled to 6G connectivity, especially for a 3D part for space. And then, as James just mentioned, I am also the CEO of Quantum Security and Defense Working Group, and that is a platform for doing business-to-business education and yeah, and a lot of other things that is going in the background. But yes, I'm gonna be present what we've been working on with Krown. But yeah, I guess that's from me.
That's it. No, thank you, Ms. Hedegaard. Yeah, that's actually we had a agreement, an alliance agreement for Krown to be an exclusive sponsor for the quantum blockchain education courses, where you can also get your certifications on QSecDef's EdTech platform. Is that right?
That's right. I guess that's what I will be giving a little demo later on.
Very good. Okay, well, thank you so much, Ms. Hedegaard, and we'll speak to you soon. I lost you, Dr. Bolito, but we just, for those that may not know you, I know we have a lot of new people in the KrownMEET, and you're here all the time, so we thank you for taking time out of your day. But Dr. Bolito is the founder and CEO of Quantum Emotion. He is one of our very close strategic partners, and he and I will be going over some things later on. But with that, I'll allow you your intro.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. That's what I thought. I thought that I've appeared in this forum several times, I mean, in the past month. But since there is a lot of new people, I mean, I welcome you. And so, yes, what James says, I'm the CEO of Quantum Emotion. We are a public company that's been created with an invention that was done at University of Sherbrooke a few years ago. It's actually the usage of quantum mechanics to create a source of randomness. And particularly one source of randomness is the electron tunnel effect. This is actually a pretty, I would say, game-changing technology, because it will make, in fact, the usage of quantum random generators and quantum numbers very easy in all kinds of different applications. And one of them is going to be the one, I think, that James wants to talk about it, I think, in a few minutes. So this is it. I think we'll talk in a few minutes, about the technology. So I'll wait for that before telling you a little bit details, about what are we doing.
Thank you, Francis. We appreciate you so much. All right, guys, we're going to move on. I did send out the agenda to a lot of people, but this is going to be the next one. These are the announcements that we're going to be making here today. So again, we had spoke on it briefly, but we did announce a partnership with Vuzo for our strategic marketing. I handed that marketing plan over to Peter Biggs, who's the CEO of Vuzo, and he's our Chief Marketing Officer now. And he's in charge of executing that plan, and he's had some great ideas, Sergio as well, of what we could add to it to really increase the efficiency and the effect and the reach. So that strategic marketing collaboration is going to be huge for Krown because it's extremely important, regardless of who you are, what industry you're in, whatever your company, your marketing plan really plays that key role in finding the right people. And you're going to be, again, hard pressed to find anyone that's going to be better at that than Peter. So that partnership is now in effect, and that contract has been signed. So the next announcement that we have is a big one for us, and it's a partnership that actually we just executed that, Brian, with Esposito Intellectual Enterprises. And Brian, I'm going to let you kind of give an overview of that and what that means for Krown and EIE as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. A pleasure to be back speaking after a few moments. So again, over the last 25 years, built quite a lot of access and relationships and opportunities. So what we'll begin doing now with Krown is going through all of those opportunities and our private holdings to see what brings immediate value to Krown and Krown Network and the vision here to support that. We'll probably be seeing quite a lot of continuous announcements because there is quite a lot inside of the EIE ecosystem. In addition to the value that's tangible in there's a lot of intangible value. That's the learning experiences and a tremendous amount of money, time, and resources wasted to get to where we are too, which will also help avoid Krown in going down any of those roads. We've got exceptional compliance, legal, accounting, and again, tremendous access and partnerships around the world that we will be bringing to this amazing Krown Network and all the team members as well as all the community members. We've got access also to all the top tier exchanges that we've worked with. We've made co-investments into regulated and digital asset exchanges that we can utilize for the benefit of creating liquidity and opportunities here for the Krown community. And also a tremendous amount of vetted projects that are already past our strict regulatory and compliance methods. So bringing them here to roll out through Krown, there's a very massive marketing and media partnerships within our private holdings as well as our distribution networks. So all of the news and discussions that will be happening at Krown Networks will have great distribution outlets to get those stories out there and to continue to build more momentum and awareness around who we are and what we're building and what we're bringing to the world. So again, there's a lot to unpack in just a simple discussion here, but you'll start to see these announcements and roll out in a very clever and strategic methodology to really ensure continuous, tangible, sustainable growth here for the company and for what we're building here.
Definitely, Brian. Thank you so much, and it's so good to have you as a friend and really kind of a mentor in this. The breadth of ecosystem of companies and entities that we can really turnkey a lot of things together, and there's so much to, like you said, to unpack, and I can't wait to get to that even on the next meet. And I know you and I have talked about announcements coming out. I think people are going to be really shocked and really excited about those announcements. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys, moving on to the next announcement. I know you guys have just been asking me over and over, well, give me a nugget, whatever. But let me talk about a transition for Krown Technologies as a company. What we're doing is we started out as an LLC, and back in the early days, there were a handful of you guys that were there, and you guys remember us just kind of getting the paperwork done and starting out at the house and all of that. And so we're transitioning into a corporation. And that will take effect tomorrow. So we'll be building that board. We'll be announcing the board members at a later date here, but we have the board just about filled, and it's really a great group of people. They're aligned with Krown, both in character and not just personally, but professionally. They come with a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. So I'm going to be happy with this board. I know you guys will too. So we'll be changing over to a corporation. Establishing that board, and then again, the documents will be finalized tomorrow. So we're excited about that. All right. Now about the board, the one thing that I really am excited about is the announcement of a couple of people on the board, but one of those is Brian. Actually, Brian Esposito actually agreed, and he does not do this a lot, so we want to thank him a lot, but he agreed to come on to the board of Krown Technologies, and that is a huge thing, Brian, and just thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that here at Krown. So, and then also Dr. Bolito, head of Quantum Emotion, he has also agreed to come on the board of Krown Technologies. That is another boon for us. So we are very thankful for you guys. You bring a wealth of knowledge, and we're looking forward to what we can do together on that strategic journey. All right. Well, without further ado, I think it's now time. You guys have asked about this, about certifications. You've asked about education. You've asked about, when can we start to see the fruits of all of our labor in the background. And I know that Ms. Hedegaard today is going to be demoing for you guys, actually revealing for you guys the entire educational platform or modules that Krown is sponsoring. And with that, I'll let you take it away, man. And you're on mute, ma'am.
Yeah, I just talked to myself, so that was okay. I will share my window so that you can see how it's also set up. So what we thought is very important is that, of course, there is. Do you see what I'm sharing now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay, good. So the thought behind the course is that, when we very technology-oriented people, we typically live in a bubble. And like as a quantum physicist, I always assume that quantum physics, it's obvious until you meet someone that is not quantum physicist. And then you realize that it's really not that obvious what that technology means. And it's the same with a blockchain, despite that it is, for some, and for most of us that we are here, it's an obvious thing. It's a technology that's there, but it's still a lot of people that actually don't know. And merging those two is exactly the course that we've prepared. It's a basic course that will take people from any profession. So it's not a course that you have to be just a young student. It's actually aimed for any professional that wants to understand what both the technologies are, what they are not, and how they complement each other. What does the blockchains means for quantum development, and how quantum technologies can support blockchains. So you should be seeing now the Quantum Security and Defense Working Group webpage, so that it's quantumsecurityandefense.com. And if you go to the top for blockchain, which for us it's a quantum blockchain, so it's QBC, you'll be seeing all the different topics that, thanks to Krown Technologies, we've been preparing for you and for communities, and it's going to be open for anyone that wants to join our platform and take a course. So as you can see, it's all sponsored by Krown Technologies, and that is on our website. And then when you go to our platform, as you can see, like on our platform, you have many topics. We have news on quantum. We have also quantum cybersecurity courses. We have also volume of lectures by various experts from quantum community all over the supply chain. And now, thanks to our partnership with Krown and the sponsorship of that material, we created a Basics of Quantum Resilient Blockchain course. And on that platform, you can see information about Krown, about their goal of enhancing the security with quantum technologies from the get-go, which is amazing. And Yes, and then you have all the details about the course. It takes you through the role of quantum technologies in securities. It explains you the role of quantum computers and what type of threats they are posed, but also it shows the benefits of using them to optimize the work of networks and so on. So it actually takes very complex topics and splits them apart to small modules and lectures and gives you a knowledge that you really need to have on post-quantum cryptography, on quantum random number generators, and where they exactly play the role, and why they so important, and to secure blockchains, and also for going to the future of blockchains. So it's and then the important part is that it's already available. So it's we just tested it. We had our first user taking it, and what is important, we actually have a certification connected with that. So once you finish the course, you're taking a short exam. It's not an exam that should stress you. It's an exam to simply make you confident that you understood all the topics, and then you can share your certificate on LinkedIn that you got that knowledge, and on that certificate there again is our logo. Quantum Security and Defense Working Group has a really strong position. We are a big network, and we have a lot of respect. We are very recognized in Europe, and we are gradually expanding globally. And I mean, obviously, we're still working with people globally, but we are the biggest at the moment in Europe. So this certification, and then there is also Krown Technologies logo to solidify that we actually joined the world of quantum. That's my expertise and my community expertise. And then what James and Krown Networks, Quantum Technologies are bringing is this blockchain knowledge, and also the fact that they're going to be implementing that, and are implementing and working on it to bringing those quantum technologies to reality.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the good place to
no, very good. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. So one thing is, you guys, I really stress to you, go over there, go to their site, go through the course. If you want to know more, I know a lot of you have asked me about education with regard to that quantum blockchain. So you can head over to QSEC website. And Anna, what is that website again?
You go to our website first. It's quantumsecuritydefense.com. And then through that, you can join our platform. It's only 50 euros per year, and you get access to everything, all the materials we've been accumulating for more than half a year. And you should know that there is 2 courses now available for you on blockchains, and also on a quantum security. We have also planning more courses in the future, and then you will also have access to those. And there is also our weekly webinars, as I was mentioning. They also available for you there, and they are done by really top experts and CEOs from all over quantum space.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Anna, for that. So again, guys, head over there if you want to get your certification and learn more with regard to the quantum blockchain. Head over to QSEC Dev's website. All right, Anna, thank you so much for that presentation today.
Thank you.
All right, guys, next with the presentation, and a lot of you have been asking me this, and I'm really excited about this one as well, is Peter Biggs from Vuzo. He's going to be giving you guys an outline and a strategy and show you the flow and what we're going to be doing to maximize our exposure, but also the efficiency within the space that we're going to be working in. So with that, I will hand it over to Peter. Peter?
Thanks very much, James. Okay, if you can see my screen, give me a nod. Great. So yeah, if you've just joined the call, I'm Peter, and I'm the CEO of Vuzo Limited, based in London, England, and joined Krown this month as CMO. This call is jam-packed with announcements, but I'm just going to take 5 minutes to give a very high-level overview of the marketing team, the skills, and the strategy to align and drive Krown's marketing in fiscal year 25-26. So my team and I, since 2017, have created data-driven growth marketing strategies. So we're serving startups, we're serving SMEs, right up to Fortune 500 and FTSE 250 clients. As the CMO of Krown, I'm going to draw on the deep experience of my data and marketing team, who I've been working with for the last 8 years. Professor Redmond, Dr. Veronese, and Dr. Maudsley run the majority of our data science program, while Lester, Kim, Vincent, and Sasha, all with 15 years plus of experience each in their specialty areas, they lead our implementation and client delivery. So very simply, the data drives the marketing. If we can't measure it, we won't do it. And that's not to say there isn't a lot of creativity that goes into the marketing, but the ideas and the creative are de-risked with data, and that reduces waste. And also, of course, in a world changing fast with AI, the opportunity to automate marketing, to drive growth very efficiently, having access to data engineering and analytics talent, to label data, to train LLMs and SLMs, to generate UGC, that's a real key component of efficiency, and that's what we've been about since day one, really. Just really briefly touch on some clients. Our clients are a wide range of medtechs, fintechs, banks, insurers, insurtechs, e-commerce, D2C brands, and government agencies. Our fintech clients have hundreds of billions of dollars in assets under administration, and my e-com clients handle tens of billions worth of transactions every year. And normally, my team and I are retained to drive growth through acquisition marketing channels, improved retention, and using data science to create long-term growth models within those businesses. The method generally relies on a combo of data science and digital marketing. Sometimes that centers on increasing AOV, average order value, LTV, lifetime value, ROAS, return on ad spend, or conversion rate. Or sometimes the focus is just directly on driving down cost per acquired customer, or CPA. So those are words we're going to be using a lot more in future presentations as we're presenting metrics and progress and growth. Feel free to read through case studies and testimonials on the site in depth, but what I've learned over 20 years of working with agencies and startups and enterprises is that good data collection and processing is the bedrock of successful growth marketing. A famous American John Wanamaker, who created the first US department store that later became Macy's, famously says, "I know half of my marketing budget works, but I don't know which half." Well, these days with proper analytics and attribution, you get to understand which half. So as well as obviously paying attention to brand, to audience, to crafting a well-differentiated proposition versus competitors, all executed with a disciplined and methodical approach. That's how we reduce waste. That's how we drive repeatable growth and predictable revenue. So I can only give you a 10,000-foot zoomed out view of the strategy. Obviously, the specifics need to be obscured as the detail is commercially sensitive, but the shape and overview is this, and I'll just show you these kind of swim lanes of activity, broken out firstly into analytics and reporting. Those are the core business metrics, from things like users, sessions, engagement across the main web properties of the Krown network, through to page views, engagement, downloads, interactions with the various elements, and tiered access then for those dashboards to the relevant people and the relevant departments across the Krown network, so they see what's most relevant to their part of the puzzle. Then obviously acquisition marketing testing is a really large part of the activity, multi-channel acquisition across sponsorship deals, partners, influencers, content creators, as well as the traditional channels of organic paid search, media partnerships, programmatic, video on demand, discovery, and CRM channels. So it's comprehensive and it's rooted in testing, A/B testing, multivariate testing, to understand, which of those channels and partnerships, which of our Krown offers and propositions, and which of our combinations of creative and audience is going to give the best return on investment. And that's, that really is what it boils down to. The conversion optimization piece, you may already be aware there's a new customer-facing website in production. You know, from a purely selfish point of view, I want that to be a highly tuned conversion machine. So that's, you know, a vital part of the puzzle and something we'll be working on intensively next week. The tracking concept is something I'll briefly show in a second, at least in a generic way. It sort of underpins the analytics and reporting work stream I mentioned earlier. The content cascade, so every feature, every release, every key announcement needs to be formatted alongside the brand guidelines and the tone of voice guide that we're developing for Krown, so that there's clarity and consistency, all the communications coming out of the Krown network. So making sure they're tagged, making sure they're aligned to evolving online trends so that we get the best engagement at any given time. So to touch ever so briefly then on the tracking concept, it's really big and ugly and not particularly attractive to look at, but it's vital because we are tracking with server-side tracking, in this case, every relevant event and every trigger that's going on within the data layer of all the public-facing web properties. And this is a generic example, but it shows you the level of detail. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of these individual events tracked across all the properties and all the individual pieces of content and relationships with influencers, etc. So that every time you see something like this on the front end of short-form video, websites, social platforms, etc., you know in the background is a lot of data collection and processing and analytics to help us understand how to orient future marketing and relationships across the business. So hope that wasn't too much of a mouthful for a really busy KrownMEET, but yeah, I hope that helps. You'll hear from me again in the Q&A where I'll welcome questions, but for now, that's a brief overview of the marketing strategy, and I'll hand you back to James. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. And I know it's a very high level view for that, but we will start seeing the fruits of all the labor worked in the background on the marketing team as we move forward here. And I'm sure on the next KrownMEET, we'll have some updated analytics and we'll be able to really talk about where we see the impact with regard to Krown. So thank you, Peter. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Jerry, I know that you already presented, so we'll move on. Now it's really time for Dr. Bolito and I want to see if Dr. Bolito is still on with us. I don't see him on, but what I'm going to do is you guys may have seen the press releases that went out with regard to Quantum Emotion and Krown announcing the world's first quantum cold storage wallet, and it was named Excalibur. And I'm going to present to you today. I'm going to show all of you for the very first time Excalibur, and I want you, we're excited about this. This is just the design of Excalibur, but you will be able to see that. So let me go ahead and present that for you now. Let me know when you can see it. Good to go, guys? All right, guys, this is Excalibur. Excalibur is shaped like the tip of the Excalibur sword. It will have, right now, we have it as a matte black titanium exterior for security, also for just resistance to breaking into it from a physical standpoint. So it'll be a black titanium. Embedded or inset into the titanium itself will be a gold name, gold lettering that says Excalibur. That'll be on the side. And then on the front side, it'll have the Krown Technologies logo, the name. It'll have the connect button, as well as it'll have the USB data and charging source as well. So that is the front. And then on the bottom, it has powered by Quantum Emotion, which is our partners providing the quantum encryption technology that will go into Excalibur. This is the version, this is the V1 of Excalibur. We are going to really add on and increase the security of Excalibur moving forward. There will be a V2 of Excalibur, so I'm excited of that, but this right here represents a fundamental change in the security of your digital assets with regard to the cold wallets. There's nothing like this there's anywhere. So we're really excited about Excalibur, and I hope you guys are too. This will be available to the world soon. And you will actually, right now, we've started the prototype roadmap for Excalibur. Dr. Bolito and I have. So we're excited to talk about that as well. And there's another announcement that I'm going to have very soon regarding another product. So and let me see if Dr. Bolito is back with us. I do not see him. There he is. Dr. Bolito? I see him on. I think you're on mute, Doctor. Okay, that's okay. All right, we'll move forward. All right, and then the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about, that was, you guys got to see Excalibur for the very first time. And then we're going to talk about, Dr. Bolito and I will talk about Excalibur and what it means. Are
I
you
took
there?
control of my muteness right now again.
Okay. All right, Doctor, I'm gonna show it back again, and if you would like to share any additional information regarding Excalibur and what it means.
Yes, I mean, what I can say briefly is that because I already mentioned that in the forum, but since there are a lot of the new people, is you probably, if you follow our press releases, we announced a few months ago that we announced actually our quantum, cold wallet, and in fact it was a sort of a hybrid wallet that based on user behavior. We're using actually a combination of quantum physics but also AI. AI because we were trying to optimize the behavior of the user in the wallet by utilizing the both HD and ND key generation architecture. HD and ND, it's it's the abbreviation for non-deterministic and hierarchical determinism. That are the two main actually mechanism to generate private key in a wallet. And this is very important because this is actually the core actually of the encryption, and the core actually to make communication between the wallet and the server or the computer actually unhackable, possibly unhackable. So that wallet is a hybrid wallet, in many ways, because it does it the same way, I mean, you optimize AI behavior by deep learning, but also obviously leveraging the QRNG to generate the keys. The results, in fact, what is fantastic, and this is what's published, is the wallet reduce the risk of basically of losses, of monetary losses by 98%. And this is not just marketing, this is something that was published already in a scientific paper. So what we are trying to do here, actually, to make this wallet available to the public as soon as possible, in the first version, this is what I discussed with James, in the first version, we are trying actually to bring, in fact, to embed this wallet rapidly in Excalibur. We need some adaptation, obviously, but that's actually going to be our first attempt. And as you know, the beauty also is that we have, our IP was very strong because it relies on physical devices. And I believe we have the first, in fact, IP, in fact, the first patent to actually to apply QRNGs in the space of blockchain and on cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a very strong, actually, somehow, decision, a very promising decisions to associate Krown and the quantum emotion in the development of these first, probably what's called first quantum cold wallet.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Bolito, and we look forward to that, man. That's going to be, Excalibur is not only beautiful, but it's, like you said, it's extremely safe. And we're working on that to the community, you guys. We've begun this journey, this prototype journey, actually this over the weekend, I believe it was, Francis, that we actually started this journey now. We have we've contacted the people, we have the right people in place to build that. In fact, one of the original architects of the QEM's cold wallet. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And for those who are less familiar, why are we doing that? What is the benefit of quantum technologies? It's really a matter of security, obviously, but I think there is no choice moving forward. For example, it is well known, it's been published, I think, in many newspapers that any owner of Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin is particularly, I think, sensitive. That, I mean, any owner of Bitcoin, if they stay where they are today and don't take any decision, maybe to move up, and choose a different wallet or different technologies, they at risk actually to lose all their Bitcoin. Whenever a computer, a quantum computer, will be available or powerful enough to crack actually what we call elliptic encryption, that all the security of Bitcoins are built on. So this is actually very crucial. Imagine Bitcoin being still today the cryptocurrency the most used in the world. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars. So, but if nothing is done, no improvement in encryption, the Bitcoin could disappear, very rapidly.
Yeah, I agree, and we all know that's coming. So that's why Krown is trying to stay ahead of the game on this, especially in this sector. So thank you, Dr. Bolito. All right. Next thing I want to do is I'd like to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to introduce something to you. One second. All right. So a lot of you know this is something that's been coming, and it's regarding the Krown Hub itself. And Dr. Bolito and I will be back shortly with another announcement for a product that we're going to be developing together. But there is a new buy module, and I activated it a couple of hours ago in the Krown Hub. And I'm going to show that to you guys now. And I didn't care for the friction and the bottlenecking in some areas or the speed, things like that. So we have upgraded that. And I'm going to show you guys real quick the new Krown Hub feature. Just a second here. And we'll add that. 1 second. There we go. Let me know when you can see it, guys. Good to go? All right. 1 second. All right. So, guys, originally, you would have seen that over here, this was completely different, where you had to choose your network. You had to wait for all of that. And then there were no buttons that gave you really just an instant access to what you wanted, whether you wanted to buy with ETH or USDT on the Ethereum network, or if you wanted to go on the BSC network and buy with BNB. So I've moved all of those buttons to just easily clickable right there. Gives you your balance, knows how much you're going to be purchasing. If you were referred, you can enter in that referral code, and I'll touch on that in just a little bit. Also down here, you can literally, once you put in the amount, buy with ETH, you're all set to go. But an announcement now that is live and ready to go, and that is the fact that now you can purchase, and we were approved for credit and card purchases now. So on the Krown Hub. So we're really excited about that. If you come over here and you actually click on credit or debit, it will take you to that, and you will be able to go and put in however much you want to purchase. Put in that amount, put in your credit card. If it's your very first time creating an account, you'll have to do some additional information. But after that, after you have the account, you're all set to go. You can come back as many times as you want and purchase again and get your Krown. So this is just the very beginning of the changeover from the UI UX on the Krown Hub itself. Okay, so we'll be moving into a lot more streamlined processes. You're going to see things like, you're going to start seeing a lot easier flow. So these were all things I wanted to address. And Gareth and the team has helped out with that a lot. So I'm glad to see this. So that is one of the new announcements there. You have the change in the UI UX, and there will be additional changes as well, and the debit and credit onboarding integration into the Krown Hub. So I know you guys have been asking for that. So just so you know, that is now live. We went live a couple hours ago with that. So I'm very happy about that. All right, moving forward. And I'm going to move this down just a little bit. There we go. All right. So the next thing is there are going to be improvements and updates with regard to the UI and UX of the login for Krown Hub. Used to, what you would do is you would just connect your wallet and then all of a sudden you're in, right? And that was based on one wallet. Now we're completely changing that flow process to where what you're going to do is you're actually going to create a profile now. You can enter in your username, your password, and then we'll have a 2FA feature on that. And then you will go to a profile page on Krown Hub. And in that profile, you're now going to be able to log or hold in that profile multiple wallets that the Krown Hub will be able to see and give you everything, a look of all of your different wallets at once. Used to, it was like, oh, you have to have it on this one wallet. Didn't like that. Didn't really care for the security part of that either. So now we're upgrading that. And I expect in the next week or two, you guys are going to see that that integration. And I'll make that update in a roundtable report as well. So there you go on that. That's a big deal to help you guys kind of really centralize everything down into your one profile. Let's see. Also, there'll be, like I said, there'll be multi-wallet support. Okay. The next thing too is with regard to this is about documents and things like that. With regard to the roadmap V2, that is now ready to go. I have posted that in the group. So the roadmap itself, and I'm going to bring the roadmap up for you guys so that we can really look at this for a moment, because I want you to see what we're building. And you don't really realize what you're building, and I'll go back into this in a minute, until you look back and you have to write it either all again or you have to update everything. So let me present this now for you with regard to the roadmap. So let me know, you guys give me a thumbs up when you can see. All right, very good. Okay, so this is the Krown Network roadmap. This is the version here that we will be going by. With regard to Q4 2024, you can see that the pre-sale had already begun. The Krown website V1 was done. And then in Q1, which will be over in about 2 weeks, we had to do the Krown. We had to have the Krown coin contract completed. That is completed, ready to go to launch on Ethereum. The Krown Hub and dashboard, that was completed, and we're continually upgrading and updating that. The AWS and Cloudflare security architecture needed to be complete. That is now mostly complete. And then the credit and debit card fiat to crypto on-ramping feature. That was a big one I know you guys were asking about, and I wanted it too, but we had to make sure we did it the right way, and we have. And so now that's onboarded as well. So we have completed all of our commitments for Q1 2025, and we look on to Q2. And I'm really excited about Q2 because that's going to be the V2 of Krown Hub, and you guys are going to love that. It's also going to be a complete revamp of the main website. So the Krown's website is going to be completely redone and revamped. It'll be safer. It'll be faster. It'll still be extremely informational as well, but it'll also let you get into your profile and get into the Krown Hub that way. Also, don't forget that around May 1st, we are going to be launching on the Ethereum network. And that is just a temporary deal so that we can get traction with the tax money on the buys and sells, also get exposure out there on the Ethereum network, and our marketing will be help injecting that and being a catalyst for that. And we expect that to last about 3 or 4 months on there until we migrate over to the Krown chain once the Krown chain is done. I would love more than anyone to have the Krown chain already done. But when you're building something like this, especially when you're trying to integrate so many high-level security protocols, it's very important that you do it right. And I'm on the side of doing it right, not doing it fast. So it may be give or take a month late or early, but we'll see. But until then, we'll stay on the Ethereum network. Also, the Krown app. The Krown app is basically your Krown Hub, but on your phone. We're building in a native app, native applications on iOS as well as Android. We expect that to launch as well. The Krown store. Some of you have been asking me about, man, do you have any Krown merch? I want to wear some merch. I have the Krown store we do expect to open by the end of Q2, maybe before then. And we're slowly picking out the certain types of products that we want. And obviously that inventory will build. But I know you guys are excited about that too. And then finally in Krown on Q2, the Krown status coin. So the Krown status coin is a coin that holders will receive free of charge, and it will unlock in your Krown Hub. You'll see the different Krown coins in your Krown Hub eventually once we get those programmed in. And once you reach a certain status level, if you hold that level for 60 to 90 days, I believe it's 60 or 90 days we're going with, then that coin, that very special, unique coin will unlock for you, and you will be able to get that free of charge. And all you'll have to do is hit claim, and then it'll be mailed out to you, and you'll have your status coin as well. So if you reach prints, things like that, there will be some very special things that are inlaid into that coin. I can't give you I'm not going to give you the details yet. That's for another KrownMEET. But the designs I'm working on the designs right now, and I'll let you know when those are ready to go. Q3, this is something that Dr. Bolito and I are going to talk about, and it's, I guess I might as well go ahead and do that now. Let me talk about that. And that is a quantum hot wallet, and it's called Castle with a Q. And this is something that I know Dr. Bolito and I are both extremely excited about, because what this does is this really gives you, and it changes the game with regard to wallets. All of the wallets out there now, and in short time, not too long, are going to be obsolete with regard to quantum attacks. As the quantum age is upon us now, you've really got to get into a PQC compliant environment or offer those products, and that's what we're doing with Castle. Castle will be, again, a quantum hot wallet. You'll be able to use that whether it's on your phone or it's going to be in a browser, whatever that may be. It's going to offer a different level of security. And with that, Dr. Bolito, if you are still here with me.
Yes.
Okay, you may want to speak just a little bit about Castle and how that might look, how that might work.
I mean, Castle with a Q, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, Castle.
So so our technology, as you know, I mean, when you think about the most secure wallets, usually you talk about cold wallet, because somehow they are most of the time operating separated of connections. But the majority of people still today use what we call hot wallets. I mean, applications that are embedded in a tablet or more often actually on a phone. And the problem is obviously that when you have an application on a phone, I mean, you're definitely almost connected all the time, and that's opened a lot of potential vulnerabilities. So this is what happens, I mean, in fact, for hackers, hot wallets are way easier to hack than probably cold wallets. But in fact, our technology, because we not only have QRNGs that are physical, and we can integrate that into a cold wallet, eventually, but we also can send actually the product of our chip, means entropy, in the form of entropy as a service. We can embed that actually on a hot wallet. So we believe that the technology that we have today can be adapted, without too much complication, also not only to cold wallets, but also to hot wallets. And that would be a game changer, because, that probably would open the whole market, in fact, of wallets to our technology.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is another product that we're working on together with QEM, and we're excited. We'll give you guys the updates as they come along. Again, guys, you know how the KrownMEETs work is that if you have a question, raise your hand, and we're always more than happy to answer those if we can, and we'll have the right person on that will be able to answer those. So, all right, the next one is the introduction of the Krown paper. I have been working on this thing for the last 3 or 4 months now, and it's basically a V2 to the original Krown scroll of Krown paper, and that is the entire white paper document for all of Krown Network. I apologize, it is 200 pages. But I finally got that thing done about probably 4 hours ago, and I got to say, I'm just glad it's done because it was so much. But I encourage you guys to go into the group. We'll post this on the website as well. Go into the group, download that thing. It's only 2 megs. Download it. It's in PDF form. Take a look at it, read through it. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer those questions for you. But finally, the Krown paper is out. And I'll publish that everywhere so you can all look through it. Okay, and then also I've been really thinking about, in the last KrownMEET, I had mentioned to you guys about the formation of a new entity, a subsidiary of Krown Technologies, which is called the Krown Mining Company. And that the Krown Mining Company is going to be a mining operation in multiple locations that will be mining Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, different coins, depending upon which one's going to offer the best return that day, that week. And what we're doing is I'm going to be, actually Kelly and I are going to be visiting our locations. We're going to go to a couple of them and see how the progress is coming. Also see our miners and get those set up as well. But above and beyond that, what's going to happen is the model for the Krown Mining Company is actually a revenue stream for Krown Coin and the Krown Network. Again, remember, I always tell people, they ask me, they're like, well, can you give me an idea of like, how would you frame this? And what I always say is, imagine the Krown chain as a human body, and all of the ecosystem products within Krown, this is how it's very unique, is that all of the interconnected ecosystem products actually give back in a way to the Krown coin, whether it's buybacks, whether it's gas fees, part of the gas fees go back, whether it's a subscription-based service on any of our products, taxes, whatever it may be, whatever those revenue streams are, mining from the Krown Mining Company. 25% of all the profits for the Krown Mining Company go right back into buying back into Krown Coin, because we believe in it so much and we want to help hold that floor and add value for our investors as well. 50% of that profit from the Krown Mining Company goes back into reinvesting into the company, buying more miners. We have a 5-year plan that we're going to be implementing next month, starting next month for the Krown Mining Company. We're going to start out with 7 to 10 miners. We want to get up to 200 miners with an annual, within 5 years, with an annual profit of around $2 million. And we will be putting those funds back into Krown Coin. So you can see, we want to thank Bitcoin and all the other ones that we're mining for supporting Krown indirectly, if you will. But we're really excited about this company and where it's going to go and what it means for Krown. So with regard to that company and Krown itself, I started thinking, with how large Krown's footprint is, including the mining operation, how can we lower our footprint? And how can we increase sustainability? Because it is a responsibility that I share with other business leaders and other companies. We really need to lower that footprint, that carbon footprint, draw on the grid, things like that. So I've drawn up a sustainability commitment statement, and I'll be putting that out publicly as well for Krown by using hydroelectric, solar, and wind electricity, so that we don't strain the grid. And then anything left over, we'll give back or sell back and make profit on that as well. So, all right. So next thing I'm going to get to is so these are product and service launches. The first thing is the introduction of a brand new product. We've been working on this. I've been working on this for a while now too. I know I don't tell you guys everything because I want to surprise you, but it is the introduction of the Krown watch. Yes, the watch. So this watch is going to be an all-in-one everything model from, if you can imagine the Apple Watch on steroids, but it's really geared towards AI-powered, blockchain and crypto focused platform, along with health and your basic operations as well. But the idea is integrated into that watch is the watch also becomes a cold wallet as well, a quantum secured cold wallet. And I'm really excited about how this is going to go. And I put a lot of work and time into this, and I want you guys to watch the development of that. It is on the roadmap, so you can see it on the roadmap. I believe it's about 1.5 or 2 years out, but it's something that I'm really excited about. So again, it's called the Krown Watch. So be watching for updates on that as well. I did mention to you guys about the launch of the Krown app. It is nearing its launch date. That'll be in Q2 of this year. So be watching for that. And I told you about the overhaul and the update of the main Krown website. That's going to be a redesign as well. And then the opening of the store. I just want to kind of make sure I go through everything. Design and production of the Krown status coin. And then also, those of you that know Krown Hub and how it works, one of the things you get is a Krown Rewards coin, and that Krown Rewards coin has a dynamic QR code that is assigned specifically to your profile that you can use out in the real world, whether it's a friend, a stranger, a coworker, whatever it may be, and anyone can scan that QR code, and every scan you do can increase your level of rewards tier. And so that you can work your way from bronze all the way up to platinum if you get so many scans within a certain amount of time, or if someone purchases out of result of that scan a certain amount of money worth of Krown, then you also move up in your reward tiers. And don't forget, whether it's your status tiers or your reward tiers, there are perks, benefits that come along with the higher that you get in that tier structure. Everything from invites to the Camelot Gala, special events, the round table. It could be the Krown conference passes. It can be merch. It can be Krown coin. So there's a bunch of different things that you can get the more you move up. And the rewards tier ladder really represents your involvement and your effort in getting the word out. The status tier represents your financial commitment to Krown. So that's how those two differ. All right. Now's the time. Let's do our live AMA session for you guys, because we always love this part. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we'll begin now. I believe most of the team is still here. Gareth, are you with us still? Just want to make sure you're still here.
Yep, I'm still here.
Perfect. Very good. I know we've had some questions. So William Slater, you asked, James, where was the Excalibur manufactured? Where will it be manufactured? Dr. Bolito, I know that you and I have spoken at length about this, and it's either the US or it is Canada is where our manufacturing, I believe, will take place. And I know that our team, I've talked to the team that's doing the prototyping as well. And Dr. Bolito knows the gentleman that's going to head up the internal structuring of Excalibur. Is that correct, Dr. Bolito? I think you're on mute. Again, you there?
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Yes, we should actually, we haven't really looked at it actually in terms of the cost, you know. I mean, we definitely need to optimize, you know, and choosing where should we build you know, I don't expect to be necessarily highly expensive, the manufacturing, I think, but we still need to look at how to optimize, I think, the return on the investment. So, but yeah, it will be North America for sure.
For sure. Yeah. And then we have a question regarding the architecture. I believe it was, what blockchain architecture is Krown Network using? And then you said Ethereum. Okay. Well, that's not the architecture. So that's the chain that we're initially launching on. But what we're doing is we're building our own chain. So we want to build it at a layer 2. We'd love to have the layer 2 because that way it would be entirely custom built. And that's really the goal. And because we want people to be able to build like Ethereum, dApps on there. We want people to be able to come onto the chain. Again, the Krown coin will be native to that Krown chain. But starting out, we'll be on Ethereum as ERC20 on Ethereum, but only for a few months there. So with regard to the architecture, we want to discuss and get into that as far as the consensus mechanisms and things like that. It is going to be a hybrid but proof of stake. If you would like, the V2 Krown paper is out, and you can read all about that certainly there, and it's in the group too if you join our group. So, and let's see, John. John Bullock. Will the hot wallet slow sales of Excalibur? If it's just as secure, what is the difference between the two? All right. The difference is that you have a mindset in crypto of people that get extremely, some people get very fearful when it comes to hot wallets with a large amount. A lot of people, those that hold a large amount of Bitcoin, a large amount of digital assets, they want to bring it off of a hot platform and they want to put that onto a cold storage. And so it's really about the choice for someone. Do they want to have it as a hot on the browser on connected? That's up to them, whereas the cold wouldn't be. So it's really up to them how they want to do. It doesn't matter because either way, Krown and QEM are producing both, so someone can choose. Again, you can pay for the Excalibur or you can pay for Castle, the quantum hot wallet. We'll also have a non-quantum hot wallet, but I fear that in not too long that may be obsolete along with the rest of them, but we'll see. And then Ed Greenidge, you said, is the Ethereum chain contract address available now? It is not available now until we launch and we go to mainnet. Once we launch that on, then you will be able to see that contract. But in the V2 paper, there's a lot of information regarding that specific subject. Any news on the IBM results? Thank you. That was from Josh Coleman. That's from Josh Coleman, Dr. Bluto.
Sorry, what is the question?
Josh Coleman is asking, any news on the IBM results?
This is nothing to do with the, I mean, I think so. Yes, everything is going very well. It's just it takes a little bit more time than we anticipated.
Yeah.
But
And
this is privileged information anyway, so I will be communicating that to everybody, not to a few people.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. So, and then Ed Greenidge asked, the Excalibur doesn't have a screen like the other. That's correct. And the reason why is through the firmware and the software, once you connect, you're going to get that entry directly into the platform itself. So you're not going to see that screen and all of that, so that you don't have to deal with any of that. You have your connect button, but other than that, you're good to go. We wanted to streamline it. Let's see, Excalibur doesn't have a screen. That's right. And that's also on the V2 Krown paper. And then Dessa said, few legal counsel sweat. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Any other questions? Raise your hands if you have. We're nearing the end of the KrownMEET. Any other questions? We had a bunch today. I know it was a lot. Yes, Dessa, we do appreciate you very much. Okay, again, guys, go over to our partners, QSEC Def, so that you can see them, their platforms there for the quantum blockchain. And then don't forget about all of the things in the roadmap. I've listed out our goals when they're going to be completed. There's over 30 products and 30 utilities that will be a part of this chain and this company. John Bull, you're raising your hand. Go ahead, John. John Bullock.
Yeah, will you be able to buy and sell your coins inside the cold wallet?
Okay, let me know, if you ain't John, I take it.
You will be able to transfer those out into wherever you're connected. You'll be able to transfer those out and then sell them. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. All right, guys. Any other questions? All right. Well, this has been just a great privilege to have all of you. Thank you for the team for joining today, and all of you. This has been the largest KrownMEET yet, and we're very excited to continue to grow that and continue to execute for you guys and produce. There will be tons over the next, actually this coming week, as well as the next 2 or 3 weeks of PRs, updates, big announcements coming out. Also with QEM, I know they'll be putting something out too with us, and we're really excited about that. So I want to thank you all today for joining me. I did it at 3 p.m. Central on a Sunday, guys, because I know we usually have them at night during the week. So many of you are thanking me for that. So you're welcome. And I'll keep that in mind. But from all of us at Krown, we want to thank you again for supporting us. We think we have the right team. It's the right company, the right product at the right time, and we're doing it the right way. So I just want to thank you all again. So thank you so much. I'm James, and I have to ask, what's in your bag? You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.